raise of 2.64 lakh crore rupees or $36 billion through rights issue and monetization. Reliance has gone from gross debt of $34 billion as on FY20 to now achieving a net debt-free balance sheet ahead of the stated timeline of March 2021.
Our dreams have to be bigger, our ambitions higher, our commitment deeper, and our efforts greater. This is my dream for Reliance. In fact, it is my dream for India.
Wherever we go, we would like to be number one.
And despite the odds, Reliance has managed to end the year with a 35% growth in profits to 54,000 crore rupees, with 50% of the EBITDA accruing from consumer businesses, marking an important milestone in its transformational journey. The market capitalization of Reliance has more than doubled in the last 1 year, from 7 lakh crore rupees in March of 2020 to nearly 15 lakh crore rupees. A journey that has newfound partners in Microsoft, Google, Facebook and Qualcomm, with the purpose of combining Reliance's execution strength and its digital ecosystem with their technology expertise to create world-class, futuristic solutions at scale.
Facebook is joining forces with a new partner in India. We're making a major financial investment and we're going to become the largest minority shareholder in Jio platforms. But more than that, we're also committing to work together on some critical projects that we think are going to open up a lot of opportunities for commerce in India.
This partnership is a key part of Google's next chapter of investment in India. Earlier this week, we announced our Google for India Digitization Fund, an effort to invest 75,000 crore rupees, or approximately $10 billion, to accelerate India's digital economy for the next 5 to 7 years. Our investment of $4.5 billion in Jio is the first and the biggest investment we will make through this fund.
The partnership with BP has also started to bear fruit in fuel retailing as well as in the oil and gas exploration space. The partnership could soon see the KG-D6 block account for 25% of the country's gas production. Forever pushing the boundaries, Reliance has also marked its foray into future mobility with the Skytran acquisition and used its fight against COVID to mark advances in chemistry by developing a virus-acting polymer, Nexar, a COVID drug, nicotinamide, and R-Green range of COVID testing kits. 2021 has also seen the company charting a course for the future with a focus on 3 growth engines: the Jio platforms, Reliance Omni Retail, and oil to chemicals. When Time magazine launched its first ever list of 100 most influential companies in the world, this year Jio was among the youngest to feature in the list. Jio was credited for leading India's digital transformation and was placed alongside companies like Tesla, Google, Facebook, Alibaba, Apple, and Nike.
Jio is now the undisputed leader in India, with the largest customer base, the largest share of data and voice traffic, and a world-class next-generation broadband network that covers the length and the breadth of our country.
Jio was the lifeline for millions of people when COVID struck, allowing them to work from home, study from home, and shop from home. Jio's subscriber base has swelled to over 426 million from under 388 million a year ago, making it the first operator outside of China to cross the 400 million subscriber mark. Jio has also successfully tested with Qualcomm its indigenously developed 5G solution.
Growing up, I remember how the arrival of each new technology improved the lives of my family. Today, people in India no longer have to wait for technology to come to you. A whole new generation of technologies are happening here first. At the same time, smartphones and affordable data have made it possible for 1 billion Indians to come online. Reliance, and Jio in particular, deserves a good deal of credit for this progress.
Jio launched and scaled up multiple digital platforms like JioMart, JioMeet, JioHaptic, and Jio UPI during the year. Jio carries 1 billion gigabyte worth of data every month, a testament to its size and growth in the recent years and how it's ensured seamless connectivity even during these tough times. It was not just Jio. The pandemic could not slacken the pace of growth at Reliance Retail as the expansion continued at a sweltering pace. Reliance Retail added nearly 14,000 square feet or 4 new stores a day in the year to take its tally to 33.8 million square feet and its store count to 12,700. This rapid pace of expansion has helped create more than 65,000 new jobs, and the loyal customer base has swelled to 156 million.
In the last 5 years, our revenues in the retail business have grown 8 times and our profit 11 times. This positions us well in the years ahead to continue to deliver on our promise of exponential growth.
The breakneck brick-and-mortar expansion also continued online. JioMart Kirana can reach 33 major cities and its product assortment trebled. Jio saw its business grow threefold. And that's not all. Reliance Retail also seeded growth in emerging segments like the billion-dollar e-pharma market by acquiring a majority stake in NetMeds. E-pharma market by acquiring a majority stake in NetMeds. Besides, Reliance Retail is also emerging as India's window to the world with Hamleys, Brooks Brothers, Tory Burch, all part of its repertoire. Business in the oil to chemical segment was more challenging, with the year witnessing the sharpest oil demand contraction in decades. But the tide has now turned with a surge in demand and rising prices, leading to strong margin expansion. The story in O2C is not the business today, but the business of tomorrow. Reliance has planned to hive off the business to a new subsidiary by the end of 2021 and induct strategic partners and investors into key verticals. The aim is to maximize crude to chemicals conversion and create a sustainable growth business.
Transforming our energy business to tackle one of the biggest challenges before India and the world is our new growth opportunity. On successful implementation of this strategy, we target to become net carbon zero by the year 2035. We have a 15-year vision to build Reliance as one of the world's leading new energy and new materials company.
Reliance had set itself a target of becoming net carbon zero by 2035. This is a stricter timeline to go green than what most oil majors have set for themselves. BP, Shell, Repsol, Total have all pledged to become net carbon zero by 2050.
For the first time in history, mankind has an opportunity to solve big problems inherited from the past. This will create a world of prosperity, beauty, and happiness for all.
Oxygen shortage was also one of the key issues discussed at Prime Minister Modi's meeting with the chief ministers from the 10 worst hit states.
The capital region has been battling an acute oxygen shortage.
We've been receiving messages from top hospitals like Max, for example, earlier today, Sir Gangaram Hospital in Delhi, and the situation is pretty dire.
COVID-19 was a challenge like no other, and Reliance rose to the challenge. In just a few days, 2,300 beds were ready across various cities to provide COVID care. Over 81 lakh masks were manufactured to benefit over 50 lakh people in record time.
We turned around our manufacturing facility to produce over 1 lakh PPEs and N95 masks every single day. Within days of the coronavirus outbreak, we set up India's first 100-bed exclusive COVID-19 hospital in Mumbai in just 2 weeks. Today, this facility has 250 beds.
Reliance Foundation has ensured that daily wagers, police personnel, migrant labour and others who are on the move and in service receive timely meals during these testing times. More than 5.5 crore meals have been distributed to over 27 lakh beneficiaries.
Over the last decade, our foundation has touched the lives of over 36 million people in the remotest corners of our country. As the foundation enters its next decade, my daughter Isha and her young team are determined to enhance our scale and impact more than 10 times.
When the country was gasping for breath, Reliance stepped up. The facility in Jamnagar and other areas were pressed into action. Traditionally, Reliance is not a producer of medical-grade liquid oxygen. Within a few days, the Jamnagar plant was meeting 11% of India's oxygen requirement, making it the largest producer of medical oxygen in the country from a single location.
Every business in the Reliance family has done their bit and contributed to India's fight against COVID-19.
The Reliance Research and Development team is also developing solutions to attack the virus directly. The team has proposed deploying a drug used to treat tapeworm infestation. A study has shown that it can be effective, and it was used to treat SARS in 2004. The R&D team is also working with various Council of Scientific and Industrial Research laboratories to certify Nexar polymer, which has been found to be effective in destroying the lipid layer of various viruses and bacteria.
I would like to highlight 3 things. First, the daily symptom checker. Second, the weekly COVID RT-PCR testing. And third, the extremely good medical facilities available at Reliance Dahej.
Reliance has truly made up to their words and showed the real care for not only for us but also for our family.
Me and my family all have got vaccinated without any hassle or bustle. I would really, it's from my bottom of the heart, I would like to thank our Reliance management, our HR team, our medical staff. They have worked tremendously hard for all these things.
HR and medical team doing excellent work over here.
With their support, that Corona hara aur hum jeete.
For a conglomerate that employs more than 2.5 lakh people, vaccinating all employees and their families was a priority. And Reliance ensured everyone got their jabs free of cost and without any hassle.
I found Reliance's vaccine process very seamless, having received the first dose myself, and now my family can get it as well, and I feel that's a great initiative by the company.
When vaccination for 18 to 45 age group had opened up in May, everybody was finding it very difficult to book slots, but I got it very easily through Jio Health Hub app.
Our access to vaccinations was made extremely comfortable and very easy rather by the Reliance hospital.
I would also like to help the healthcare workers as well as the HR department of our company, who made sure to take our health updates every morning.
Vaccination aside, Reliance has promised to pay salaries for 5 years to the family of any employee who succumbs to COVID. Reliance will also take on the responsibility of children's education till graduation and cover 100% of the family's hospitalization expenses. It is also committed to pay 10 lakh rupees to the family of the aggrieved in case of an off-roll employee.
This is not just business for us. It is our duty, our dharma, our seva to the nation.
For Reliance, the last financial year has been remarkable, with its promise to deleverage kept, challenges overcome, responsibilities to the nation fulfilled, and the foundation for its future laid. And the best, as its chairman says, for the country and the company lies ahead.
Good afternoon. I extend a warm welcome to all of you to the 44th Annual General Meeting post-IPO of Reliance Industries Limited. I hope you're staying safe and taking good care of yourselves and your near and dear ones. In the current situation, virtual meetings have become the new normal. This virtual meeting provides an opportunity to connect with our shareholders residing in different parts of the country and overseas. Like last year, we created awareness on virtual AGM, e-voting and AGM-related matters. In order to get maximum participation, emails and messages were sent to the shareholders explaining the process to vote as well as participate in the meeting. Thank you for connecting with the chatbot on WhatsApp on AGM-related queries. I would now like to address few matters relating to shareholders. Firstly, on remote e-voting. As you're aware, remote e-voting facility was open from 19th June 2021 till 23rd June 2021. In case you have not cast your vote, please vote through InstaPoll after it is announced at this meeting. The icon for e-voting appears on the meeting page and will be enabled after voting is announced. Let us now see a simple video explaining this process of InstaPoll. That's really very simple. Why don't we see it once again, please? Can it be played once again, please? I'm sure that was quite helpful. I would request all the shareholders to update their emails and SMS mobile numbers so as to ensure that communication with the shareholders is through emails and SMSs. Please also update your bank account details so that the company can send your dividend warrants and the dividend electronically. Response to speaker registration was once again very encouraging this year. I thank all the shareholders for this high level of engagement. Like last year, this meeting will see several shareholders from outside Mumbai speaking at the AGM. Shareholders participating in the AGM can also post their comments and queries on the chat box during the question-answer session. I would like to remind the holders of partly paid equity shares who have not paid their first call to make payment of first call through RWAP portal of KFin Technologies. Please note that the second call of rupees 628.50 will be payable on the partly paid up equity shares from November 15, 2021 to November 29, 2021. Take care and stay safe at your locations while we now move to Jamnagar. Thank you.
My dear share owners, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is 2 p.m. and time to start the meeting. I welcome all of you to the 44th Annual General Meeting of the company. This meeting is held through video conferencing because of the prevailing situation. This is in compliance with the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India, and the Securities and Exchange Board of India. The company has taken all feasible steps to ensure that the shareholders are provided an opportunity to participate in the annual general meeting and vote. Adequate video conferencing facility and live webcast of the proceedings of this meeting have also been provided. The requisite quorum is present, and therefore I call the meeting to order. The register of directors and the key managerial personnel and their shareholding and the register of contracts or arrangements in which directors are interested are available. This will remain accessible to the members for inspection electronically if they so desire. I wish to introduce, for the benefit of new members, my colleagues on the board of the company. Shri Y.P. Trivedi, Dr. R.A. Mashelkar, Professor Deepak Jain, Shri Adil Zanulbhai, Shri R.S. Gujral, Dr. Shumit Banerjee, Srimati Arundhati Bhattacharya, Shri K.V. Chaudhary, Srimati Neeta Ambani, Shri Nikhil Meswani, Shri Hital Meswani, Shri P.M.S. Prasad, Shri P.K. Kapil. All the directors of the company are present at this meeting. Shri Alok Agarwal and V. Shrikant, CFOs, K. Sethuraman and Savitri Parekh, company secretaries, and the representatives of our statutory auditors and secretarial auditor are also present at this meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, notice dated 27th May 2021 convening this annual general meeting and a copy of the annual report for the financial year ended March 31, 2021 have already been circulated to the members of the company electronically. With your permission, I shall take them as read. The auditor's report on the standalone and the consolidated financial statements and the secretarial audit report of the company for the financial year ended March 31, 2021 do not contain any qualification, reservation, adverse remark, or disclaimer. Accordingly, the reports are not required to be read out as provided in the Companies Act 2013. Now, I will begin my formal address to all of you, my dear shareholders. My dear share owners, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. It gives me great pleasure to greet you all at the 44th Annual General Meeting of Reliance Industries Limited. It is the second year in a row that I missed the intimacy and the warmth of face-to-face interaction with you because of the COVID pandemic. However, the virtual format has enabled several lakhs of our shareholders to participate in this AGM from the safety of their homes. Friends, we are in the midst of a humanitarian crisis. Its scale, severity, and geographical spread are unseen in a century. It has filled the hearts of all Indians with enormous pain and grief. Several of our employees and shareholders have borne the brunt of this pandemic. Within our one large Reliance family, the suffering of any member becomes the suffering of all of us. Today, Neeta, I, and my colleagues on the board offer our heartfelt condolences to all those in our Reliance family who have lost their loved ones to this pandemic. I now request that all of us observe a minute of silence in the memory of the departed souls. Om Shanti. Esteemed shareholders, the company's accounts for the year ended 31st March 2021 have already been circulated to you. With your permission, I would like to take them as read. Our business performance and financial success since the last AGM have exceeded our expectations despite the pandemic. But I shall come to that later in my address. What has given me far greater happiness than our business performance is Reliance's humanitarian efforts during these exceedingly difficult times. I feel both proud and humbled to share with you that throughout the COVID crisis, our Reliance family has risen to the occasion with a sense of purpose and national duty. Our entire organization has become energized with the spirit of service. Every single employee has participated directly or indirectly in the fight against COVID and become a goodwill ambassador of Reliance. I'm sure our efforts of the last 1 year would have made our founding chairman, Shri Dhirubhai Ambani, proud, because the one common unifying thread that runs through everything we have ever done at Reliance is the spirit of care and empathy. We care for our employees and their families. We care for our customers, our shareholders, and our partners. We care for the country and the community. We care for the planet and the people. This is what the true Reliance spirit was, is, and will always be. I now invite Isha, Akash, and Neeta to tell us about our COVID missions of Reliance and the wonderful work done by all our colleagues.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Isha Ambani.
And I am Akash Ambani.
Last AGM, we were hopeful that by this time, this year, the pandemic would be behind us. And yet, this is the second time that we're meeting virtually. These have no doubt been very difficult times. But we've come together as a country, as a society, and as one Reliance family to rise above them.
Despite the challenges we have faced, when we look back at the year, we feel humbled and inspired that each and every person in our Reliance family went out of their way to help one another, much beyond the call of duty.
And we know that had our grandfather been with us today, he would be proud. This is the Reliance he always wanted to see. One where each person did their very best to help those in need and to be of service to our communities and our country. Many of our Reliance family members have fought this battle from the front lines. Our retail store workers, telecom engineers, doctors, nurses, hospital staff. We have the deepest gratitude and highest admiration for each and every one of them.
They ensured our nation's fuel supplies are intact, digital connectivity is unaffected, and daily essential needs of millions of people are met safely. We are indebted to them for their service to our country, for their service to humanity.
And I'd like to share with you a couple of stories to highlight what some of our colleagues have done in this time. One of our geo-engineers, Mr. Dave, trekked 12 kilometers at 13,000 feet altitude in 10 feet of snow, can you imagine, through a totally non-motorable road to restore digital connectivity in the Spiti Valley.
When the cyclone hit Mumbai earlier this year, some of our geo and retail stores faced indefinite power cuts. Our store manager, Rupesh, and so many others kept the stores running on minimum power consumption to ensure uninterrupted supplies to their customers.
And many of our very own frontline warriors contracted COVID themselves in the course of their duty. But their selfless courage has inspired us every moment of this fight. For over a year, Ricky Bindra, head of our corporate services, had been tirelessly organizing daily meals for the needy, setting up tie-ups for beds, medications, ventilators, oxygen, ambulances, and all of the vaccinations for our entire Reliance family. Last month, Ricky and his family were diagnosed COVID positive. Ricky himself was in the ICU for 30 days, completely paralyzed for 20 days, on a ventilator for 10 days. By the grace of God, he is okay and on the road to rehab and recovery. A salute to Ricky and countless other members of our Reliance family who have placed their country first, community next, family third, and self last in this hour of need. They are our real-life superheroes.
Thanks to their spirited efforts, millions of our fellow Indians have continued to work from home, shop from home, learn from home, and consult doctors from the safety of their homes in these tough times. Our colleagues personify the DNA of Reliance to care, unite, integrate, and empower.
Truly, Akash. And to tell us more about Reliance family's unified and tireless response to this crisis, let us now welcome the founder chairperson of the Reliance Foundation, our dearest mother, Mrs. Neeta Ambani.
Thank you, Isha and Akash. Esteemed shareholders, Namaskar. I hope that all of you and your loved ones are well and safe. The COVID-19 pandemic is a humanitarian crisis. It has tested the very spirit of humanity. But even in the darkest hour, our spirit has shone bright. We as a people have come together and fought this battle with immense empathy and compassion. Reliance Foundation, over the last 11 years, has always stood shoulder to shoulder with the people of India in every challenge, big or small, through good and bad times. We have tried to make a difference to the lives of 45 million Indians across the country. In the remotest villages and towns of India, we have found and created stories of hope, of change, of transformation. And so last year, when humanity was struck with the worst crisis in over 100 years, we did our best to help in whichever way we could, and did so urgently. While our top priority this year was COVID relief, we ensured that we continued all our other developmental work as well. We remained committed to our vision for education and sport for all. Within days of the outbreak, our 14 schools turned into digital schools. They became safe havens of positivity and learning for thousands of students who embraced virtual schooling with unimaginable enthusiasm. We have also worked very hard through these challenging times to bring our dream project, the Geo Institute, to life. Geo Institute is envisioned to be an exemplary academic institution with a world-class platform for research, innovation, and lifelong learning. It will prepare the next generation of global leaders who will significantly contribute to the advancement of India and the world. Despite the pandemic, I am pleased to announce that Geo Institute is all set to commence academic sessions at the campus in Navi Mumbai this year itself. This year, we also launched Reliance Foundation scholarships in artificial intelligence and computer science for undergraduates and postgraduates. Beyond education, sport has been another symbol of hope, a medium to delight and inspire the world in these times. In 2020, our champions, Mumbai Indians, brought in a lot of joy and cheer to millions by winning their 5th IPL trophy. I wish our team all the best for the upcoming second leg of the IPL 2021. Our football league, ISL, became the first, the longest, and the biggest sporting event to be held entirely in India with complete safety protocols during the pandemic. It took more than 1,600 people in 18 different biobubbles across 14 different locations in Goa to pull off season 7 of the Indian Super League very successfully. Apart from cricket and football, we continue to focus on other sports like athletics, archery, basketball, badminton, and weightlifting. We have reached out to over 21.5 million children through our grassroots initiatives in various sports all across India. We hope to develop a holistic ecosystem that identifies and trains our young champions of tomorrow. Speaking of champions, I would like to wish all our athletes of Team India all the very best for the upcoming Tokyo Olympic Games. On a personal note, in December last year, Mukesh and I became proud grandparents to our dearest Akash and Shloka's precious baby boy, Prithvi Akash Ambani. Thank you all for your good wishes and blessings on this happy occasion in our family. Friends, I am a big believer in the phenomenal power of women. I believe that when women lean on women, incredible things happen. It is my dream and mission to empower every girl in India to write her own destiny. On Women's Day in March this year, we launched a digital platform for women called Her Circle. Her Circle is an inclusive, collaborative, interactive, and socially conscious digital movement. A circle of solidarity, sisterhood, and growth. Reliance Foundation also partnered with USAID to launch the Women Connect India Challenge this year, a partnership that aims to empower more and more Indian women with digital reach and opportunity. Digital technology truly is the backbone of this new world order. Using the power of digital, we also help rural communities safeguard their lives and livelihoods from the natural calamities that affected India this year. Be it the floods in Assam and Uttarakhand, or the cyclones on our eastern and western coast. Friends, now I would like to take you through the work that Reliance Foundation is doing in our nation's fight against the pandemic. Over the past 15 months, for Mukesh and me, the top priority has been to do whatever we can to help our nation and our people in these difficult times. Reliance Foundation launched 5 missions to fight the virus. Mission Oxygen, Mission COVID Infra, Mission Anna Seva, Mission Employee Care, and Mission Vaccine Suraksha. Let me start with Mission Oxygen. As you all know, India faced an acute shortage of oxygen as soon as COVID cases began to surge earlier this year. Reliance swung into action on a war footing immediately. Traditionally, we have never produced medical-grade liquid oxygen. Yet, when the need arose, we repurposed our Jamnagar refinery within days to produce high-purity medical-grade liquid oxygen. And within 2 weeks, we ramped up production to a massive 1,100 metric tons per day. It would normally take over a year to set up a new medical-grade oxygen plant of this capacity. But it was a superhuman effort by our Reliance engineers who put in more than 85,000 man-hours of work in less than 10 days to make it possible. They delivered what mattered the most, when it mattered the most. You will feel proud to know that today, Reliance is producing over 11% of India's medical-grade liquid oxygen, the highest by a single company at a single location. We are providing this Pran Vayu, oxygen, to 1 out of every 10 COVID patients in India and offering this service to the nation free of cost. For Mukesh and me, and every member of our Reliance family, this opportunity to serve humanity is the noblest of all noble causes. Friends, in the oxygen supply chain, we have addressed India's serious bottleneck of tankers. Reliance procured 100 new medical-grade oxygen tankers, both from within India and other parts of the world, like Germany, Singapore, Saudi Arabia, Netherlands, Belgium, Thailand, Indonesia, and put them into service within 2 weeks. We also helped in installing oxygen generators in several hospitals across the country to strengthen oxygen availability. I salute all our engineers, doctors, and frontline warriors for working selflessly and tirelessly for Mission Oxygen. Dear shareholders, the key to fighting the pandemic is a strong COVID care infrastructure. That is what we have tried to achieve through Mission COVID Infra. Last year, within days of the coronavirus outbreak, we set up India's first dedicated 250-bedded COVID facility in Mumbai. By the time the second wave hit us, we had set up additional 875 beds for COVID care in Mumbai alone. Across India, we created a total capacity of over 2,000 beds for COVID care, all equipped to provide uninterrupted oxygen supply and totally free of cost treatment. We also launched a COVID testing lab with a capacity of over 15,000 tests per day. The entire medical fraternity are the real heroes of this fight. They have put their own lives at risk to save others, day after day. They have stayed isolated and away from their families and loved ones to care for us. They have worked long hours at a stretch, wearing full PPE kits, but never complained. They have compromised their own health and gone way beyond their call of duty. Dr. Tarang, Dr. Darshana, Dr. Vivek, Sister Aneta, Sister Agnes, Sister Kusum, brothers Chandrasekhar and Omkar, managers Akansha and Kumkum, Shivam, Vikas, Prudent, Mayank, Mayuri, and countless others. They became like friends and families for patients in COVID wards, caring for them, cheering for them, sometimes singing and dancing for them. Their bravery, their selflessness, and their large-heartedness is a tribute to humanity in its purest form. As a community, we owe each and every frontline warrior a huge debt. With folded hands, I salute their spirit of care and sacrifice. A big thank you on behalf of all of us. A heartfelt dhanyavad. Friends, in the early days of the lockdown, we launched Mission Anna Seva, our commitment to feed the needy, and we extended it to include cattle and stray animals. Today, this commitment has taken the form of the largest meal distribution program undertaken by a corporate foundation anywhere in the world. We have so far provided more than 7.5 crore free meals to marginalized communities, daily wage earners, and frontline workers across the country. Dear shareholders, our next mission, Mission Employee Care, is an expression of our care and concern for the most precious members of our extended family, our Reliance family. संस्कार और मूल्यों के आधार पर हमारा ये विशाल रिलायंस परिवार हमें ताकत देता है, हौसला देता है, प्रेरणा देता है। उसकी हर खुशी में हम साथ हैं और उसके हर दुख में हम हिस्सेदार हैं। When the pandemic started last year, literally overnight, we migrated to a full-time work-from-home mode. Across Reliance, we made sure that no jobs, no salaries, no bonuses were cut due to COVID. All medical expenses were fully paid and fully paid leaves were granted. It breaks our hearts that in spite of our best efforts, we lost some precious members of our Reliance family to the pandemic. Nothing can fill the void they've left in our minds and hearts. The entire Reliance family stands in solidarity with their families and shares their grief. We remain committed to their families' continued well-being and fulfilling the dreams that they saw together. Towards this end, Reliance will continue to pay the deceased employee's salary to the family for the next 5 years, finance their children's education in India till graduation, and ensure continuity of medical coverage to the family for life. Additionally, a lump sum amount of 10 lakhs will be provided to families of our off-roll employees who succumbed to COVID-19. My prayers, thoughts, and deepest condolences are with every family who has lost a loved one. Om Shanti. Dear friends, our fifth and most critical mission is Mission Vaccine Suraksha. Mass vaccination is India's topmost and urgent priority now. It is the most reliable way out of this crisis. And to achieve this, in the shortest possible time, the Government of India has recently allowed private enterprises and hospitals to join the effort. To help speed up the vaccination drive, we have set up 116 vaccination centers in 109 cities across the country. We have made the entire vaccination process very easy and accessible on our physical digital platform, Jio Health Hub. With a click of a button, you can book a slot or download COVID certificates. Reliance Foundation will offer this platform absolutely free of cost to all users. The platform has the ability to scale up to 1 lakh vaccinations a day. That's 1 crore vaccinations in 100 days. We are continuously working to further increase this number. We hope to partner with other corporate and local authorities towards fulfilling the mission of vaccinating all Indians by the end of this year. As we speak, we are already testing this platform with our Reliance family. We are currently vaccinating all 20 lakh of our extended family, including retired employees, partner company employees, and their families, free of cost. Reliance's Mission Vaccine Suraksha is one of the largest corporate vaccination drives in India. Executing this mission on a nationwide basis is a humongous task. But it is our dharma, our duty to every Indian, our promise of safety and protection. Our firm belief that together we can and we will overcome. My dear shareholders, it is so inspiring to see each and every member of the Reliance family come together to do their bit and make a difference. And this journey is made even more fulfilling when we get a thank you message from a mother who recovers from COVID and then reunites with her child. When a senior citizen blesses us for providing essentials at her doorstep. When a migrant family feels that they are not alone in the city. When a doctor or nurse on duty can protect themselves as they receive the PPE in time. When a hungry stray dog feels human compassion. When a daughter stuck far away can provide for her old parents through digital solutions. And children can continue learning and seeing their friends in virtual school. These are moments that make you believe that we are in this fight together. And I assure you that in every challenge that India faces, Reliance Foundation has and will continue to stand with every Indian. Together, we shall overcome, as we always have. Please take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay hopeful. Jai Hind. Thank you.
भी होने न देंगे तुझको है माँ। तेरे गम हम संभाले, तुझे सीने से लगा ले, झुकने न देंगे सर कभी तेरा। जीता रहे मेरा इंडिया, जीता रहे मेरा इंडिया, जीता रहे मेरा इंडिया, जीता रहे मेरा इंडिया।
Thank you, Neeta. Thank you, Isha and Akash. Let us give a standing ovation to each and every member of Team Reliance for their exemplary commitment, devotion, and resolve, for going beyond the call of duty in serving the society in its hour of greatest need. I indeed feel immense pride in leading such a team that combines excellence with empathy. My dear shareholders, I now turn to the business and financial performance of your company for the year 2020-2021. I am happy to report that even in a challenging environment, your company's performance continued to be outstanding. Our consolidated revenue was nearly 5,40,000 crores, with a sharp increase from our consumer business. Our consolidated EBITDA was nearly 98,000 crores, and almost 50% of the EBITDA was contributed by consumer businesses. One of these consumer businesses, retail, is only about a decade old. The other business, Jio, is also only 5 years old. Our net profit for the year was 53,739 crores, higher by 34.8% compared to the previous year. Despite the pandemic, we increased our dividends this year. Dear friends, as India's largest business enterprise, Reliance's contribution to the Indian economy continues to remain unmatched. At 1,45,143 crores, we continue to be India's largest exporter, accounting for 6.8% of India's total merchandise exports to over 107 countries. Even in this challenging environment, Reliance added nearly 75,000 new jobs in the past year. We are committed to creating and enabling large-scale employment opportunities, which is one of India's most urgent national tasks. We continue to be India's highest payer of customs and excise duty in the private sector, with payments of 21,044 crores. We are amongst the highest payers of GST and VAT at 85,306 crores. We are also amongst the highest payers of income tax in the private sector, paying 3,213 crores. For the financial year 2021, Reliance successfully carried out the largest ever capital raise by any company globally in a year, notwithstanding the COVID challenges. The capital raises exceeded 3,24,432 crores, that is $44.4 billion through equity in Jio platforms and retail, rights issue, and asset monetization. The investors included some of the best and marquee names across the world, across sovereign wealth funds and private equity. This capital raise is a strong vote of confidence by the global investors in India's growth potential. It reflects their faith in the ability of your company's management to execute ambitious projects and long-term value creation plans. We also rewarded the shareholders with the largest and the most successful rights issue ever by an Indian company. I am really delighted that our retail shareholders have made 4x returns in just 1 year on their rights issues. All of these helped Reliance achieve a net debt-free balance sheet much ahead of March 2021, a promise I had made to you 2 years ago. Dear friends, let me now talk about the performance of the individual businesses. Jio Platforms is the leading digital company in India with leadership in wireless connectivity and unmatched suite of apps and platforms. The consolidated revenues in the past year were 86,493 crores with an EBITDA of 32,359 crores. We had a net addition of 37.9 million subscribers during the year. We now serve over 425 million consumers on our network. We have revenue leadership in 19 out of 22 circles. Reliance Retail continues to be the undisputed leader in organized retail in the country, with a scale that is more than 6 times the next competitor. Despite a challenging year, retail had revenues of 1,53,818 crores and an EBITDA of 9,842 crores. We are by far the leader in each category: grocery, electronics, and apparel. Our O2C business faced unprecedented challenges as the beginning of the year was marked by severe economic contraction, leading to demand destruction and supply chain dislocations. We focused on safe operations of all our facilities. We were probably the only company globally that operated its facilities at near full capacity and was profitable in every quarter. Our consolidated revenues during the year were 320,008 crores with an EBITDA of 38,170 crores. We managed to maintain EBITDA margin at 11.9% despite volatility in both feedstock and product prices. We operationalized the JV with BP in fuel retailing using technology and innovation to deliver new customer value. The demand and the margin environment for petrochemicals has recovered to pre-COVID levels by March. I am confident that our O2C business will benefit from the strong global growth environment. As an important part of